Once you start, it's never actually that deep, but the real struggle is finding that motivation to start revising. Good guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. If you're new here, make sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to become a part of Student Life. Now this video is just going to be me talking about motivation and top tips in order to gain that motivation to start revising. So make sure you guys stick around to the end, because I definitely believe that these tips would definitely help you become a more productive person in general. Let's get right into it, guys, and my number one piece of advice is actually to think about your future self. This can be done for you guys in year 11 by just simply thinking back to like the mock exams that you would have done in December. Think back to that one exam that you really struggled with. Personally, for me, it was the maths mock exam that I did last year. I was clueless. I didn't know what I was writing about, and I found it so hard. So when it came to the real thing, I just thought about how stressed I was and how much I struggled in the real exam. And I actually used that to motivate myself, because I didn't want to experience that feeling again. And you guys shouldn't want to experience that feeling again if you did struggle with any of your mock exams, which I'm guessing you did. So yeah, definitely use that piece of advice. The second point to do with this advice is just think about yourself when like results day, or even during like your GCSE summer. Summer's a lot, like 10 weeks is a long time. You do not want to be spending those 10 weeks like stressing about your GCSE grades if like you didn't put the work in now. So like one way to like overcome this is simply by making sure that you do the work now. Motivate yourself to get going, start revising as soon as possible, so that you can spend those 10 weeks chilling. Like if you want to go out partying, if you bang good grades, you can go out partying. Swiftly into number 2, guys, you need to have long-term goals. These can be, for example, just achieving all Bs or passing all of your GCSEs, to simply like becoming an engineer or a doctor in the future. These long-term goals are ideally going to help you stay motivated for a longer period of time. What you don't want is short-term goals like, oh, if I finish my revision, I can like bang a game of Fortnite in it. Like, you do not want to be setting these type of goals, because they're just like, they're too short-term, and they're not, in the long run, they're not going to motivate you to keep revising. And for like your GCSEs and like A-levels, IB, etc., the key thing is, like, it's a marathon, innit? Like, you can, for GCSEs, bang out at the last minute. Preferably what you want to do is, you want to stay motivated and revise for a long period of time, doing little by little each time in order to get a good result. An example of this is like, my goals last year were simply to have no regrets on results day, and I found that every time that I wasn't motivated, I was feeling a bit down, couldn't be asked to revise, I just thought to myself, look, you don't want to have regrets on results day. So like, that really just like spurred me on and like motivated me to revise. So like, definitely have goals in mind. They can literally be anything, to like purchasing a car, like a Lamborghini. Like, I know some of you guys like, yeah, you want Lambos when you're older, innit? So like, literally just anything that's gonna keep you motivated in the long run. Now this tip is actually personally my favourite. I actually learned it from a YouTuber called Andre the Jade. She actually advised that like, you wake up early, and I can't, like, this actually changed my life. Like, this was partially why I got such good grades in my GCSEs. Waking up early, guys, it is your best friend when it comes to exams, simply because by waking up early and you starting your revision earlier in the morning, for example like 7 or 8 AM, like no one else is going to be like, or obviously some people are going to be awake, but more time they're going to be like procrastinating, chilling. If you're working early on in the morning, you're gonna have more time in the evening to like chill out, go out with your friends, do whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? So like, literally, it's so advantageous to like wake up in the morning early to start revision, because it's less easy to get distracted in the morning compared to like in the afternoon when everyone's out and about, the sun's shining. Wake up early, because it just leaves more time for you in the evening to have fun with your friends. And also, the great thing about this piece of advice is that by waking up early in the morning, you tend to like finish your work in the afternoon or like early in the evening at latest. And like, I don't know, but for me, I just find that finishing all of the work earlier on in the day, you just feel like good about yourself and motivated to like continue revising like the next day. This definitely helped me in GCSEs. Like literally, I was waking up, I think I woke up 5. I know some of you guys are gonna be like 5, like what are you doing at 5 in the morning? Did you feel me? But like, literally, it was so helpful, because I'm not gonna lie, I finished revision around what, 9ish, so I spent like an hour in the evening just chilling to myself. But like, it literally helped me revise and stay motivated. By 2 PM in the afternoon, I'd done like a good amount of work, and it just, the fact that I'd done so much work before 2 PM, it motivated me to keep revising later on in the evening. Whereas if you start revising like later on in the day, for example, by waking up at like 10 or 11 o'clock, you're not going to be asked, like the day's almost like, the good part of the day is gone, so you're just not going to be asked to like carry on revising. Guys, oh wait, look at the screen, must look. Guys, I quickly want to add that this tip does take willpower, like especially if you were like me and just prefer to revise like from like 12 AM to like 4 AM in the morning. It definitely takes willpower to revise, to get up early in order to start revising earlier on in the morning. So what I'd say is like save this tip to like a weekend, or maybe even to like, I don't want to say after your exams, but like when you're less stressed. Save it to when you're less stressed, because it definitely takes a lot of willpower in order to start getting up early. But as soon as you start getting used to it, you'll find that you'll be able to go to bed at like 10. Like for example, I can go to bed at like 12 and then wake up 5 now, and like I'm doing fine. Like, I still have energy in it, so like it does take willpower at first, but trust me, it does get easier, guys. Straight on to number 4, guys, and number 4 is actually to plan out your days. Guys, I personally use this even now today, and I find it so useful simply because like by planning out your day, like especially nearer to your exams, what once seemed like a really daunting task of covering like 11 subjects or 6 subjects or maybe 3 A-level subjects becomes much simpler as soon as you break it down into little blocks within your timetable. I actually use an app called My Study Life, guys. I'll leave a link to it down below. It literally is so useful because it just breaks down like your day into like set hours. What I like to do is I like to do like 3 hours of work and then like a 1 hour break, then another 3 hours, and I just keep doing this. And literally the app is so useful simply because like if you start procrastinating and like you don't do the work, you're gonna wake up the next day, like for example, if you just go to bed at like 11 o'clock because you can't be asked to like do any more work. As soon as you wake up, you're gonna see all of the work that you couldn't be asked to do, and like you're gonna feel like guilty and stuff. It's gonna motivate you to revise for that day, and like literally it's so helpful. Honestly, use this app, guys. Like it saves so much time, because a lot of the time when you don't have a revision plan or revision timetable, you just end up wasting a day, or like you end up doing like 3 hours of productive work, whereas you could have done maybe, I don't know, if you want to be like Ruby Granger and do like 15, like you go do that, you feel me? But by breaking down your day into using a timetable, it just makes you more productive in general. One thing I do want to say though about using My Study Life or any other timetable app is that you need to be very careful, because it's all good like making a revision plan, but if you don't stick to it or you don't do it, you're just wasting your time, you feel me? So like, just try and be strict and prudent with yourself, in the sense that if you say that you're going to do something for 2 hours, you go and do it for 2 hours before your break, because you're just lying to yourself and ultimately it's going to cost you during your exam. Now my final tip on how to motivate yourself to revise is actually just to aim to be productive, in the sense that if you have a task to do, if you have revision to do or homework to do, just get on with it and do it, because the longer you put off stuff, like the harder it becomes, in the sense that you're going to get more stressed with like deadlines, especially in sixth form and like courses like the IB, where there's just so many deadlines that they just drown you basically, like literally. So like just aim to do something as soon as possible, because the tasks that you generally like seem to like fear or dread, as soon as you start doing it, generally it becomes easier. So like by putting stuff off, you're actually making it harder for yourself. And like one tip that I actually use to like help myself is like, whenever I think like the IB is getting tough, or like sixth form life in general is just getting tough, I just think to like people in uni or whatever that have already done the IB. A pretty grim way to like think about it, but like I'm not gonna lie, I do think of it this way. It's like you're gonna die eventually, innit? Like everyone's gonna die eventually. So if you don't like make use of your life now, like aim to be productive in everything that you do, you're just wasting away your life. So like even spending time with friends can be productive. Like I'm not saying that you shouldn't like spend time with friends, you just work 24/7, but like whatever you do, just try and be as productive as possible, because you only live once, you feel me, innit? So just try and live the most productive, fulfilling life in general. On that rather deep note, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it there. If you guys have like any other tips that you wanna like share with everyone else on how you personally motivate yourself to revise, let me know in the comment section. I'll read all of your comments, guys, along with like any other video suggestions and stuff. I haven't been making like vlogs recently, simply because you guys are like responding so well to these sit down videos. So let me know like what other kind of videos you guys want to see, whether it be vlogs or more sit down advice video, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for 1,000 subscribers, guys. If you're new here and you're watching this, make sure to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.